Hi, everyone. It is actually Easter Sunday today. I went to church this morning and got a little emotional. Anytime they talk about death and resurrection and things like that, it does. It makes me a little emotional. I hope y'all are doing well. I hope your grief journey is a little easier or getting easier, or you're learning skills to cope, or you're talking to someone, or you're writing in a journal, or maybe making videos yourself. If you are, leave your um, channel down below so that I can watch and see what y'all are going through too. And if you have anything that you really want to talk to me about, just let me know in the comments, and I'll try to cover things that you want to know if I've gone through them or if I'm going through them. Um, but what I really wanted to talk to you about today is the when you what you're left with, and what you can do to help the next person. Like, I'm thinking about my children now, and I am looking at prepaying my cremation and things like that so that my children don't have to worry about that expense when I go. Also, a book that has every single password that you use in it and the code to get into your phone. These are very important things when it comes time to cancel credit cards and notify people that maybe your children, don't know all of your friends and um, your Facebook login. And there is also a setting in Facebook that you can appoint someone to take over your Facebook page and make it a memorial page. Um, I did not know that. So that is something that I went in as my husband, because I had his password, and changed it to me so that I could go in and memorialize his page. Um, just so you know that if you're if you're not active on your page for a while, they will delete it. So memorialize your loved one's page so that it's not gone. Um, It's somewhere under settings. You can look it up on Google. I'm not really sure. I can't tell you exactly where it is, but it is there. So now one of my children has that. Um, Also with my bank, I made sure that one of my children is able to take over my checking account when the time comes for me. I didn't realize there were a lot of things that I did not know. If you have a checking account, if you're married and you have separate checking accounts, please, please, I don't know what your situation may be, but please get that other person's name or someone's name on your checking account that can take it over, because they will place a hold on it, and your loved ones will not be able to access any of your funds for 45 days. Also, if you're under the age of 60 and you lose your spouse, you are not going to be getting any of their Social Security benefits. You do have to be 60 years old, which I have a couple more years to go before I can actually access my husband's Social Security. Even though he was fully retired when he passed away, I still am not old enough to get his benefits. So that's something to keep in mind as well. Get some life insurance. My husband didn't have any. I have a policy now that will take care of any debt I have and leave my children with money. It's just, these are all things that you really just don't think about until you have to think about them. So I just, I thought it was important that I get on and tell you that, I went through 45 days of not being able to access my husband's checking account, and yes, we had money in there. Um, even with a death certificate, just because, and even though they knew me really well, we had joint car loan and things like that. They knew I was his wife, but because he had not signed a card that said that I could access that, I had to wait 45 days. And also know that if my husband and I kept separate things, I had separate bank account, he had separate bank account, we had separate credit cards. I was not on any of his, he was not on any of mine. So if you get your spouse's or significant other, whatever, his name on your checking account or savings account, whatever it is you have, then creditors cannot access that. I was given 45 days, and thank God, by the grace of God, the bank counts the date of death as day one, where creditors count the day after the day of death as day one. They also have 45 days before they can access a checking account, a savings account, things like that. So it's incredibly important that you get someone else on your checking, savings, Fidelity, whatever you have. It's incredibly important to have someone else's name on that, because when you pass away, then your creditors cannot come and take that money because someone else's name is on that account. If there's not, like in my husband's case with his checking account, if there's not someone else on that account, creditors have the right to take that money on day 45. So that's something else you need to check into if you don't want to put someone else on your account and you're going to make them wait. That you check with your bank or your credit union, whatever you bank with, that they count day one as the date of death. Otherwise, you're going to be fighting for that money, and you probably won't get it if there's debt. So, something to think about. Just get someone else's name put on there. If you don't trust, heaven forbid, you don't trust your spouse, or you don't want your spouse to have access to that, give it to a child. Give it to a friend. Give it to parents or niece and nephew, brother, sister. Someone, put someone else on that account so that it doesn't get held up for 45 days. Get a will. I've yet to do that. That's on my to-do list. I will be getting a will made so that my children don't have to do probate and all of that fun stuff. There's just a lot to it that you need to think about. And it doesn't matter if you're 20 or you're 60. You need to think about these things. And your pets. If you have pets, who's going to take them? Who do you want to take them? 9 times out of 10, family that's left with pets will turn them over to the Humane Society. So designate someone, talk to someone, make arrangements with someone so that your pets go to someone that you know is going to love and care for them and not just dump them in a shelter. Trying to think if there's anything else. I know there were a ton of things I wanted to talk to you about as far as that goes. But I want you to think about these things and do these things before your loved one is thrown into the fire of what, could be total chaos. I just don't want somebody to go through what I went through, because, living without another income, going from two incomes to one income and then not being able to access what was in the bank in my husband's account, even though I was entitled to it. 45 days is a long time to wait when you have a house payment and two car payments and utilities and insurance and phone and all those fun things. So I can't stress that enough, is make someone else able to get into your checking account should something happen to you. My bank luckily offers that, and I did designate one of my children. I think that's it. If you have any questions, please just put them down in the comments. Hit the like button. Share this with your friends. Subscribe if you haven't. And I'll see you soon. I'm sorry that I've been neglecting it for so long. It's just some days I just am super busy. I work quite a bit. I work like 6 days a week, sometimes 7. So I just wanted to jump on here. I had a little time today with it being Easter, and just prepare so that your children, spouse, whoever, doesn't have to go crazy in the beginning trying to get everything situated. Okay? Have a good Easter. Have a blessed Sunday, and I'll see you soon.